everybody. I have a sore throat. I was gonna try to do it with Tyson, but nah. How's everybody doing? Mm, Hey, the white Tupac. Hey, let me see your transcript. And Tony Stamp, how you doing? Hey, Judge 197 lawyer. Judge 197 lawyer. Oh, how's everybody's day or night? Anybody want to come on the stream, y'all? You can grab the link. Put it in there again. Hey, Mella, girl, this insomnia is crazy. Like I said, I have a sore throat, so I had taken some medication like at the earlier part of the night, and it knocked me out for a few hours. And now it's like really team no sleep. I have a hard time sleeping anyway. but I don't know where the sore throat came from. How are you, Miller? Thank you. Did everyone thumbs up the video for me? Somebody come on the stream, y'all. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Come on up here. Let me see your transcript. Why do I Tupac? Did he leave? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, y'all give me some advice for this sore throat. What can I try? I did the gargle with the warm water, warm salt water. I took an Alka-Seltzer earlier. That's what put me to sleep. What else can I try? Hey, the sleep next to my baby. How are y'all? Which one is this? Is it one or both? Is this Ronnie or both of you? Hot honey and tea. See, I don't drink tea. Okay, with the Hall's cough drop. That's the only thing I don't drink tea. I love coffee, but not tea. I can't believe my baby's made it in my life. It would help, even if I use it with coffee. Because it just feels wrong. Congratulations, twins, on y'all 2K. Y'all are just doing it. I'm proud of you. Okay, okay, coat the throat. That makes sense. Wow. I hope this is not okay worse if you don't. I know it, and that's exactly what it's doing. And I know, like now, I'm eating some ice, and I know I shouldn't be drinking or eating anything cold, but it's like it's the only thing that's soothing it, but it should be something hot. Yeah, y'all have really worked hard for it. Oh yeah, I'm not giving up. That's my goal. That is my goal. No, don't ever give up. Y'all have come too far, too far. If anybody in here don't have the Sleep Nick twins, make sure y'all go by their page and check them out. I promise you, you'll love their content. And they'll give you the love back. They are some sweet, humble souls. Mm, 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 mm. I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna wake my husband up to make a pot of coffee. Now that one I can do, the hot water with some lemon, and I have some lemon and honey. Now that one I can do. Yes, y'all do. Y'all are so sweet, so sweet. You can tell y'all were raised very well. When he look, let me see a transcript. When he wake up for his bathroom break, that's when I'll get it. I gotta do something. Oh, I don't want to go to the doctor. Hey Jay, how you doing? I know, right? Glad you stopped in. Other than fighting the sore throat, I'm okay. How about you? If there's anybody here that does not have J Swift, check it out. If you like the content, look at a video in its entirety. Leave a genuine comment, and the love will be returned. Oh, they sent you here. Oh, okay. Thank you. See, I told y'all. Thank you, my twin. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know they grinding there, boy. When I was doing it, we had till December 10th to get there, to hit that 1K mark before the new rules were set in. Boy. Oh, that's sweet of y'all. And we were literally weekends. It would literally be team no sleep. We would be grinding. Everybody had to meet. Hey, TC, how you doing, baby? Gargle with some warm water and salt. I did that one. I did that about an hour ago. I did right because I always remember that over in me. And it was some alum. I'm gonna get into that tomorrow. My grandmother used to also put that in the water with the salt. But I don't know where it just jumped on me from nowhere. I mean, we're quarantined. I haven't been anywhere. Nobody's been here other than my husband and my daughter. Hey, Simply. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you came. Like I seen the purple and the blue heart. Okay. Okay. Hey, it's me, Rosa. Hey, Simply Queen. How are y'all? Y'all please check out all these amazing channels and show them love. TC, you can grab the link if you want to. Can you see it? I'm not put it back. Ouch.
Good morning,
Hey,
Miss Town.
good morning. How you doing?
I am super fantastic. It
What you still doing up?
well, it's Ramadan. We're getting ready to finish up,
Right.
and so I was up cooking because I'll be eating probably in about another hour, 2 hours. Um, and yeah, so I was just cooking, getting things done.
Thank you, Simply Queen. Oh, okay. That's
Hmm.
all right. Hey,
Yeah,
Lady Mel.
I love Ramadan. It's a beautiful fast.
Thank y'all for coming in here. It's laid back, chill atmosphere. Lots of
Hmm.
love. We don't do the disrespect thing. And I love to share my stream yard. So if you feel like you want to come up, you can come right on up.
Come on up, come on down, right? And that's
Right, right, right. Did Bam will go on tonight, TT?
she tried a couple, but I think there's some technical difficulties,
Uh-huh.
and so she wasn't, she didn't stay on long.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Cause I woke up, I wasn't for sure if we were gonna be able to do WoW tonight anyway. Cause I knew Decop wasn't feeling good, and I had talked
Okay.
to her earlier, but we didn't get to do it because she wasn't feeling good, and I wasn't feeling good. My throat was beginning to get sore,
Right.
so we didn't do it. But I was like, okay, where's Bama girl? She didn't come on.
Well, this week is a really interesting week.
It is.
A lot of things have been happening, just
Yes,
amazing,
yes,
you know,
yes.
in people's personal lives, and of course on in these YouTube streets. So we just all have to, just keep prayed up, get as much nutrition and get rest and all that good stuff, and then by
Right,
the end, yeah, yeah, seriously. Hmm.
right. Cause it can get the best of you.
Yeah.
If you grinding, if you're grinding, it can get the best of you. That's the thing. People think, it's just something simple. My husband tell me that all the time. You're not doing that.
Mhm.
You just on there talking. and meeting people. I said, and who told you that's the easiest thing in the world to do?
Huh. He doesn't know that you do. It is not easy.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay. Hey, life after I do. How are you?
Are
Came with
folks
this.
getting are folks getting ready for their primaries?
I knew you would get them. I know they're voting. I got faith they're voting.
Mhm.
We got
Yeah.
on that topic yesterday in my
Okay.
chat. Because we were saying, oh no, go ahead. Feel free, you can speak on it.
There
Because we
there
were
are a
saying,
lot of mail-in situations. I guess every city or every state has a different process. So I just tell people if they can just find out what the process is, find out what their polling locations are really going to be, because they're
right,
dwindling down on all of that. Mailing in is supposed to be the way to go, and for our elders, we want to make sure that they have access, because the technology for them is a little challenging, and just this whole process can be disappointing. So you know,
right, right.
yeah, right now it's important, especially since we what it's a lot that is we're voting for the president this year, so this is amazing.
And I don't think we want the little orange man back. So,
Well, and
uh,
that's the key. And if we don't want them back, we do what we have to do.
that's right. That is
You know,
exactly right.
and I know every chance people get, they're gonna try to make it hard. They don't make it easy for you to win. They only make it hard for you to win. But we're gonna, we have to prevail anyway. We're gonna help our elders. We're gonna help,
Mm-hmm.
new people, young people who are,
Mm-hmm.
voting for the first time and all, and walk them right on through.
Mm-hmm. And get out into your community. Elderly people that don't have a way to get to the polls and want to vote, if you can spare the time, try and get
Right,
them to the polls. Try to get them there.
right. Or help them with the mail-in if they would prefer that.
Right. Hey, Rosa. Yes, from the TR show. Yes, you are correct. That is where we first met. Because voting is very, very critical
Hmm.
right now, and we're going through like another hit.
Hmm.
Because a hurricane went down across like the eastern part of North Carolina. And that's
Oh
why
no.
we're getting all this rain. Yeah, it did it yesterday morning. That's why we're getting all this rain. It rained all day yesterday, all day today. I mean, rain,
Oh man.
rain, and yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
right. North Carolina's like getting to this point where hurricanes and tornadoes is about to be a part of our life
You know what?
because,
You never lied, right? I hear what you're
mm-hmm,
saying. Hmm.
mm-hmm, because as a child, I don't remember any of those happening. Now,
Hmm.
we get hit with something every year.
Right.
Simply Queen. I keep messing up with my words. Oh, that's somebody else talking to somebody else. Hey, the world, how you doing?
All
He,
right.
him and them peeping eyes and trees.
I
Now,
love
are
it.
y'all still taking precautions as far as wearing your mask when you're out, washing
Nope.
your hands?
Nope.
Are y'all, I hope everyone's still doing that.
Yeah.
I had
Well,
to
you
get
know
on
what?
my kids about it.
Well, we were just talking about the whole mask thing earlier today, and
Really?
I have an issue with the masks. a little just a little. I think it's a thought, because what we're finding is that, you know, when you wear the masks, you're supposed to breathe out carbon dioxide and
Mhm.
then breathe in oxygen. When you
Mhm.
have some of these masks, you are breathing in, various amounts of carbon dioxide. When you
Mhm.
do that, you slow your heartbeat. You also
Mhm.
get no oxygen to your brain, and then
Mhm.
folks are actually fainting at the wheel,
Mhm.
because they're wearing their masks constantly. Is you And what we have to do is tell people, you can't do that. You have got to be able to breathe and get a certain amount of oxygen to your heart and your brain at, at
Right.
all times, or else you will be
Exactly.
in a state of coma, disaster, and point of no return.
Bring more harm to yourself.
And it definitely will do that.
Yeah.
Yes, carbon dioxide. Exactly, Mr. World. Yes, exactly. It's the world. So we have to be very cognizant of those things. And we're also Miss B Town. We're talking to, the labor and industry, and we're talking to certain people, the labor boards, because there are certain people who have to wear masks just about all shift, or all their whole entire
All
shift,
day. Yes.
all day, and that's just not good either, because you can't function
Yep.
that way. So we're saying there's got to be a formula. Like, you have to, let people take these 15-minute breaks and all that stuff. Well, we're going to have to start giving the employers are going to have to start giving employees time to just go out and get some air, take the mask off, and be able to get enough, what do you call, air and oxygen to
Right.
their lungs,
Right.
to their heart, and to
Right.
their brain, or else it's going to be a
Right.
recipe for disaster.
I have a friend that does private duty, and she said that now they told them that they only have to have the mask on when they're actually in the room with their patient. Once they go out of the room with their patient, take the mask off so that you
Hmm.
can get some fresh air.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Or, of course, we know that when we're entering into buildings, grocery stores, and places where
Oh
they have
yeah.
service, places where we're in like close proximity of other people,
Right.
then you definitely wear it. Then, in the house, you just keep your stuff. If you can keep your stuff together, clean, bleached, and all that
Mhm.
kind of good stuff, you don't necessarily have to do that, where you don't have to wear your mask in the car or in the house.
Right.
But I was just throwing caution to the wind about how to wear the masks, and I don't think that they went through that process, or if they did, I don't remember it. But
I've never seen it either.
I
If they
right,
did.
and that's why I'm just like, oh my goodness, and it's not even hot yet. You know what I'm saying? Wait till it
Thank you,
gets
Slim Jim. Yes.
Wait till it really, like, I'm talking about summertime hot. We know the kind of hot,
Yes.
and man, people gonna be passing all the way out. It's not gonna be good. So,
Mm.
mhm.
Oh my God. I'm just kind of ready for it to kind of. I don't think it'll ever get back to where we were, but just get to a point of where we have to accept and live from that point. That's what I'm
Right.
ready for. Cause it's like the age barrier. It's like the younger people are like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not wearing that mask 24/7. I mean, I really have to stay on my nieces and nephews and my kids.
Oh, really?
I have to stay on. And like I told my son, well, if you and your wife choose not to wear them, that's fine. But can you at least put it
Hmm.
on that two? At least put it on my 2-year-old grandbaby when you take them somewhere. At
Right,
least put
right.
it
I
on him.
understand.
They
Right, because
grown.
his
They
immune
grown.
system,
Exactly.
yeah, his immune his immune system needs, the protection. Absolutely. Those who have existing, well, all of us need it. All of us need to be, have that protection, and the way that I was, the way that we were just saying, just do it with common sense.
Right, right. And don't live your
Um,
life in just so much fear. And
right.
because I had to get on my mom, she was watching, she's 83, still drive, still go do what she want to do.
Okay.
But she does have some underlying health, like diabetes, things like that.
Okay.
Okay, she's been quarantined in the house. We know how she is. So my brother automatically got her van and took it to his house. Because we know she'll slide out and go to Walmart and don't need a thing out of Walmart.
Right. I got
And
you. Okay.
and she's sitting and just watching it over and over and over on TV. I said,
Yeah.
Mama,
Not
don't
good.
do it. I said, watch
Right.
your one daily update at 4 o'clock. That's all you need to look at. All the rest, if it comes on, just just turn it. It's gonna put you in a state of depression. It's always all tough enough. We stuck in the house anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. And see, she's a people's person. She likes to
Oh,
go out to Walmart and go over in the little eating section, get her some popcorn, sit down. She lives in a small town, so she sit
right.
down and talk
Right.
to people she knows, stuff like that, right? So it's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's like it's freaking her
Oh.
out.
And that's a whole nother thing now, that that's generational, because our generation, well, my generation, your mother's generation, we it's all about relationships are relating to people, and seeing and touching and talking and feeling, and just bonding, um
Slim
and
Jim,
that thing it's been,
grab the link and come on up.
and it's kind of been snatched away from us like overnight.
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
have Can't go to church, can't go to, who knows,
Yes.
can't go to homecoming, can't go to weddings, can't go to funerals anymore, and just the doggone it, you can't even pay your respects. um
And think of this. This is the one that hurts me. Seniors, no prom, drive-by graduation. I seen a guy today in the car. They were doing the drive-by
mm,
graduation, and he was just
mm,
crying. He was just crying. But his family was out there and all. They had all the
right.
big signs made for him. And he was like, this is just not the same. And this is something I could never relive again. He said, yeah, I'm going on to college. I'll march from college, but my high school march, everybody looks forward to that march. And I just thought about it, I just started to cry. I was like, he's right. It's no reliving his prom or reliving that high school march.
Hmm.
And I just started to cry. I was like, wow. Drive by graduation. Wow. Unfortunately, it resorted to that, but
Hmm.
wow.
I
My
don't think
dad.
it's going to be that way for the duration, but for this year, definitely it's
Oh, okay.
unfortunate. Mhm.
You don't have StreamYard downloaded. Okay. Um,
They don't have to have
right.
StreamYard, right?
I
They don't
think
have
they
to have
still have to have.
StreamYard. I don't have StreamYard downloaded.
Oh, okay.
I just press on a little, or tap the little thing, and then it comes right on up.
Okay, she says, I know one young lady graduated this year. Feel bad for her. I know her parents. She's positive. She's positive about the future, though. She gotta be. That's the only way she can keep herself sane. Because if not, she gonna be just like that fella was.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because in the summertime, he also played football. In the summertime they condition.
Right.
He was like, we can't even start that yet.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
What
wow.
happens is, so let's flip it. Let's flip this. What good has happened because of this coronavirus?
The fact that it brings families together. And what I'm gonna tell you, what I mean by that,
Okay.
I'm
Come on
glad you
through.
said
Come on
that.
through. Come on
Glad
through,
you said
sis.
that.
Hey, I'm up in this thing. What's up? What's up,
All
y'all?
right, now, thanks for coming up.
Let's see. There we go. All right,
All
cool. Yeah,
right,
because I'm all in the dark. I'm looking crazy. Sorry about that. Okay, y'all get back to it. How
Oh,
everybody doing?
okay.
okay.
Thanksgiving. We were having our Thanksgiving dinner. I
Hmm.
happened to look up, and just about everybody under 25 head was buried in their phone. And I said, Mama, look, everybody's on the phone. Mama gave me a bag. She said, go take all of those phones. They can be on those phones at any time. It helps people to learn. It took us back to having that dinner at the table. Everybody sitting down, talking, how you feel about this, how you feel about that. Things that society has now caused us to stop. And life is not so microwavable. You're having to learn to live in default, improvise if you don't have. And that's why it's so tough on some of the younger ones than more so on us and older. Because only my daughter is the only one that's rocking and rolling with it better. My other ones are just panicky. My son called me. He bought a 12 pack of toilet paper and he thought he had stocked his house. I said, really? 12 pack? I said, what do y'all normally buy? He said, a 4 pack. I said, well, let me know when you're able to find another 12 pack on the shelf. And when he started looking for toilet paper, he couldn't find it anywhere. Anywhere. But he was able to go online and order some. I said 12 rolls isn't stocking a house for a husband, wife, and 4 kids. That's not that. It didn't. To me, it just made you start to appreciate some things that you have
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
didn't appreciate, or you took it for
Hmm.
granted.
So
That's one
I'm
thing.
with you. I'm with you on the family thing. Well, a lot of things have happened. Families are going crazy, cabin fever, and then they're having to deal with each other and be together and having to really come together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
The, the other piece
Mm-hmm.
is everything has slowed down. You don't even go to
Mm-hmm.
church anymore. Too many
Mm-hmm.
of us, and I'm grateful for it. Not eating out, that's one thing. Good.
Yep.
Don't need to eat out. Good.
Yep.
Um the other thing is, as far as like slowing down, can't go to various events and doing this and going here and going there, and never stopping and never slowing down. One of the things that in some of my research and findings, that when people keep racing and their mind keeps racing and it never slows down and never rests, they suffer from mental illness. Our community suffers from
True.
a an increased an increased amount of mental illness. No one slows the down.
Right.
You don't get it. No
Right.
one meditates. No one meditates anymore. No one prays anymore. No one. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a Bible
Exactly.
toter, but there's certain things that you must do to keep yourself sane in this
Exactly.
lifetime. And sometimes you
Exactly.
gotta stop. People say, oh, I'm off today, but I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I gotta we gotta try to. It's like slow. Say, you don't have to do something every. Just slow it down. Just get in the
It's
tub,
what
clean the house,
exactly spring clean,
clean your
perfect time.
house. Okay.
Right,
For
I
perfect
mean,
certain.
I
time.
went.
Okay, what was
Go
you
ahead,
gonna
Barry.
say, sweetie?
Yeah, for certain, because it's a lot of you know, when it comes to this whole thing, like okay, for instance, I had 3 jobs before all of this went down, and I was working all 3 of my jobs. And when it comes to family, my immediate family, what I'm saying, we are close, and we was close before this, and we're close doing this because that's all we got. You feel me? And
Right.
when this all occurred, I didn't think anything of it because you heard whispers about it. What I'm saying, like, because I try not to look at the news at all because the news does nothing for me except keep my
Depressed.
mind dreary. Like I just
Right.
live life, go to work, come home, talk to my friends, family. I live life, looking at the news 24/7 because, if you old enough, you remember 9/11 and you remember all that stuff, the war on
Yes.
terror and all of this stuff. So, sensationalism, propaganda, blah, blah, blah. I could go on and on, but I'm going to keep that to a minimum. But
Mm,
when it comes to this in particular, you heard about it, back in December, January, something about a virus in China or whatever, whatever. And
right.
during this time, for the past few years, I have been eating very unhealthy, like, snacks here, snacks there, just start building up into whole meals of,
Mhm.
snacks and junk food and all of that stuff, which of course led to
Mhm.
my crash in February. And that's how I found out I got type 2 diabetes. And
Bless your
so
heart.
I was in the hospital.
Wow. Oh, where you go?
He keep getting knocked off for some reason.
Oh, my
Look, he
stars.
was just getting into his story too.
Oh yeah. Well, when he comes back, he'll be coming back.
Mhm.
Maybe he.
Diamond, you want to come on up? You usually come up with me.
StreamYard don't like me.
Okay.
StreamYard can be a trip. It do it to me too sometimes.
This is my very first time using StreamYard, so I'm losing my StreamYard virginity.
Oh
Uh,
wow. Oh wow,
So
that makes me feel special.
right. And I just subscribed to you too, Miss B Town, because I've been seeing you around here on YouTube, and I just came around to subscribing to you because I saw that you was live just now. So let me see what's going on, see what she talking about. See, they were checking me up and everything. And so, to everybody in the chat, I'm glad that everybody in the chat has had this time to, just like one of the young ladies said in the chat, she's had this time out. That was Simply Queen who said she's had time to, start her YouTube and perfect her craft as far as makeup. And
Yes.
so that's a cool thing because I've been doing YouTube as far as like, just I've been on YouTube since the very beginning, since the website first started, but it wasn't until a couple of years ago where I started producing a lot more content on YouTube when I got my iPad and I was able to do digital drawings on YouTube because I'm a traditional artist and I'm also a digital artist as well. And once I got my iPad,
Okay.
I started producing my art videos on YouTube and doing the art video series and things of that nature. And so after my diabetic, crash back in February, and I spent
Mhm.
6 days in the hospital, and everybody that knows me, everybody, my family and friends that know me, I didn't get sick. I didn't get, I was never in the hospital or anything like that. So this was a trip for everybody, when it happened. And,
Right.
given the circumstances of, how crazy life had been for the past decade, I've had a lot of people, friends and family, that's died over the past decade, and it's just been all crazy. And then of course, the Kobe thing happened back in January, which was, a terrible thing, worst thing, as far as celebrity death since Michael Jackson and Aaliyah, back in the early 2000s. But
Mhm.
when all of that happened, when all of that happened, and I spent 6 days in the hospital, got out on March 3rd, and I was prepared to make a change because I never wanted to go through anything like that again because I almost stroked up out of here that day. And
mm,
Wow.
It was crazy. And so from March the 4th up until now, I've been doing daily vlogs about, diabetes and, health awareness and, eating healthier and things of that nature. And so that's what I've been
Right,
doing
right.
from March 4th. Tomorrow will be day 79, I believe, of my series Diabetes and Now on my channel. And so been doing that consistently, losing weight and, just eating healthier, eating better meals and stuff, to
Okay.
keep everything, on point, and
I
that's
have
what
a
you got to
question.
do. Yes.
Did you take any particular type of meat out of your diet?
Actually, not really. I mean, the only thing that I've really done is stop. I'll tell you what I've done. I've stopped eating a lot of fried foods. I
Okay.
stopped
Mm-hmm.
eating pretty much carbs as far as bread and pasta and stuff because I love pasta. I love spaghetti. I pretty much
Right, me too.
took all that out of my diet and sugar,
Right.
that white stuff there, that sweet white
Work
Right.
stuff.
on you.
That had to pretty much go completely. I've
Right.
pretty much not messed with anything sugar related in the past. What is this now? This is May, like going on 3 months now since everything happened. And so, it's definitely been a change because your parents always told you eat your vegetables, eat a balanced meal. They always told you that. And then when you got grown, you just start eating whatever, whatever you could
Yeah, I can eat
put
what
in
I
your
want to
mouth.
eat now.
Yeah, exactly. You can just start putting anything that that put a taste in your mouth and got you through the moment, got you through the work schedule and all of that stuff. Like I would
Right.
go a week just eating baked cookies or whatever like that. Just sweets and all of that type of stuff. And,
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff start piling up. And then, my blood sugar level, like, um, they say like 300, 400, 500 is extreme. And when I went into the hospital, I was over 1200 that day. And
Oh
I had
my
been like
goodness.
consistently, and I didn't have that education of blood sugars and things of that nature because that was stuff I never
Right.
worried about. Like
Right.
diabetes, like people that was in my family, like I know diabetes is most likely hereditary, but I didn't know anyone personally that had diabetes. Like my dad doesn't have it, my mom
Right.
didn't have it. My sister, she just got diabetes last year, but I really didn't know anything as far as like what was going on with her health wise or anything because
Right.
that's not something that everybody converse about or whatnot. And so,
Exactly.
and then like my dad's mom, she had diabetes, but she died of cancer. So that was like diabetes
Right.
was the last thing I thought about when it came to anything because it wasn't in my face. The most
Right.
most I ever saw of diabetes was back in the day watching commercials. The guy from Texas Ranger being on commercial saying, "I got diabetes." Other than that, that's
Uh-huh.
pretty much all you saw.
And I
Yeah.
noticed that when you go to the doctor, and I have to go a lot. I don't know. Diabetes is one thing I can't say I don't have, but that's
Uh,
like it's like the first question that they ask: "Are you diabetic?"
hmm
So, and I was like, "Wow, okay," because I started to notice that over time. That's the very first question, just about that they ask you, especially if you go like to the ER or something like that. So, and I'm assuming that's because diabetes can cause, I guess, some things to, I guess, go downhill. Or, well, for
Well,
instance, when I got my leg burned and had to do a skin graft,
Oh
oh,
wow.
and right, they was really didn't want me to get diabetes then. So I
Yeah, because
really, really had to really watch what I was eating because diabetes run heavy on my
well,
mom and my
see,
dad's side. My mom has it. My dad
mhm.
had it. My niece got it at 15. Both
Oh, wow.
grandparents had. Yeah, that
yeah,
runs
because
deep.
for those that don't know about as far as diabetes go, remember diabetes is a blood thing in everyone, and diabetes slows down a lot of stuff, especially your healing process. So if you get cut or scarred or burnt or anything of that nature, like what happened with Miss Brown, then that's going to take a lot more time to heal because of your blood sugar count. Is always in fluctuation,
Or
and
Exactly.
so
or lead to
Because your blood,
amputation. But
Well, what
Hmm.
happens is that your blood cells are actually eating your white blood cells. Your white blood cells are necessary, and it has to be appropriately balanced, because the white blood cells are the ones that help to cure and get rid of
Hmm.
diseases, and it's the fighter of your system. But
Mhm.
when you are diabetic, your blood count, your blood is higher than usual. So it has to be maintained, and it is thicker than usual. That's where the blood clots will start to come through.
Okay, makes
And
sense.
so
Okay.
what happens is, and I believe in this because, like I said, I'm reading this thing called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. I've been doing this research for like now almost 25, 30 years, and I
Oh,
totally believe in eating right for your blood type. Everything is about the blood. Your blood is very important. O blood type
So
has certain
true.
right. O blood type has certain antigens and everything in it, and that need a certain type of nutrition, different than AB, different than A, different than B. And so it only makes sense. It's the greatest balance that the creator has created on the face of this earth. O blood type always gives blood. It's a universal donor. So we can give blood to all the other blood types. However, I cannot take blood from an A. I cannot take blood from a B or an AB. I can only take blood from an O. So it
Okay.
is important, and it's in the Bible. Those that are Bible thumpers or whatever it is, it's also in all other texts. It's about it's about the blood. The blood has all your DNA. It has everything. It has all of the secrets.
Everything.
It has all of your secrets in it. So of course, if you don't, number one, know your blood type, you are at a what? You are at a
hey, risk.
disadvantage.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
I'm just talking about knowledge, because know thyself is the most important thing. And if you don't know yourself from the door, then of course you're at a disadvantage, because you won't know how to cure yourself or how to embellish yourself in case you need to do that. So it's important that we know those things first and foremost. And then we can go from there in terms of how to heal. What are some of the better things that you would need to heal yourself with the different some certain complications? But that's why I say it's important for us to slow it down. It's important for us to get into these conversations, like the brother says, get to know your family, get to know who's got what, where, who, what, where, when, why, and how, and then check up on them, but also check up on these things that we're hearing from our elders in our family.
That's right.
So,
Exactly.
That's right.
And
What they're
when
saying. Go ahead.
oh no, and I was gonna say, and when it comes to the elders, I mean, obviously, they're up there in age, and they're not gonna be around here forever. So you gotta soak in that knowledge while you can, because you're gonna be
That's
missing
right.
out on a lot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, like, I've always I have so many, you know, relatives out there, what I'm saying? Y'all could be my relatives as far as I know, what I'm saying? I don't know y'all last name. So, what I'm saying? Like I know
I'm
Browns,
like
and
that
I
too.
know um I mean just
You know
all over
what?
the board.
People actually say it's actually B Town. A lot of people say Brown though,
Oh
but it's
yeah,
actually B
yeah,
Town.
I don't know why I said Brown there. I just know that, yeah, because I did see Miss B Town Hester. So B Town, so Baltimore, and Baltimore in the building. Is
No,
that
no, that's
Baltimore?
not Baltimore.
Oh
That's
oh
Burlington. That's Burlington, North Carolina.
okay. Oh, woo. Hey, girl, what's in North Carolina? Like the Coat Factory, y'all. You better know that.
That's
that's
right.
right. Uh-huh.
Hometown.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, but I think that just looking at the way that this whole thing has panned out, I will say that there's some bad points, but then there's some not so bad points. Looking at this thing from a glass half full, what can we do to make sure that we can overcome, and then come out at the table? And you know how I am, Miss B Town, in reference to education, because we push
Right.
this thing. I am saying to those of us that are that are certain age in a certain age group, and particularly those that are anywhere from like 35 plus, those that have a particular amount of experience, exposure, we must sit at the tables and make new norms. We must create new tables, our own, of cultural competency, so that we will be able to be ushered into this new phase of democracy. This is the second phase of it. And if people
Mm-hmm.
understand it, we are now, the norm that we used to know is gone. We are now getting ready to transition into another norm. However, we must be at the table. We
Exactly.
must, or else
Yep.
we will be on the menu. If you're not at the
Yep.
table, then you're on the menu. And let me tell you something, that's not a good place. We have enough intelligent people, not just educated, but intelligent. Those that have been there, done that, that know some things, that have experience in other things. We need for us to be able to sit down at the table and write new standard operating procedures, and write and
Mm-hmm.
make sure that people respect us and what we
Mm-hmm.
bring to the table, and that we must be valued and we must be taken seriously, and that we must conduct ourselves in a particular fashion that the world will take us seriously, because we have a whole lot to offer, because we are the world.
This is
Can
true.
can you please write in the chat because I gotta know your name, sweetheart. I gotta know your name because everything that you're saying is on point, and I'm definitely gotta connect with you because of the simple fact you think put this in parallel perspective. Like we are
Mm-hmm.
now in the 2020s, we are now in the 2020s, we are now
Yeah,
in the new roaring 20s. Like we are the generation of people who remember the 20th century, the 1900s, from as far back as at least 70 to the past century because
that's
like
right.
your mother is 83 years old, so she remembers the majority of the 20th century. So we
Mm-hmm.
are the people
That's
at
right.
the dawn of this new century. The same thing that happened 100 years ago as far as how the world was then was changing from that point forth because we're a whole generation removed from that century now. Like you have grown people who never knew of the 20th century, who was not born in the 1900s now. So they don't know anything about, before the internet or before, just like we
Right.
don't know anything about before airplanes and,
Mm-hmm.
helicopters and cars and all of that such. So we're going into a
Mm-hmm.
whole new perspective of life now where they're going to look at us and say, what, you had a black and white TV? What, were you broke? Like, no, back then a black
Mm-hmm.
and white
Right.
TV, you was the ish. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
had a TV in your living room, you was the ish with a black and
Right.
white TV once upon a time.
Absolutely.
And
And
now,
if you
Absolutely.
had and if you had a floor model, you really had it going on.
Oh,
exactly.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, those standards have, everything is shifting. And you think of those people who were around 100 years ago who was making a way out of no way from being a generation or so removed from slavery. Because think of then 100 years ago, 60 years ago, was this 1860s and the Civil War was coming into play. Just like 60 years ago for us now, the 1960s, the civil rights movement was coming to its height, after the Montgomery bus boycott in '55 and leading up to that tumultuous decade of, civil unrest and, laws coming into play that, we should
Mm-hmm.
have gotten 100 years before after the Civil War. But
Thank you.
now, but now when you look at the fact of 100 years ago, you had places like, of course, Tulsa, Oklahoma, where, they were thriving. And of course, the riot of
Absolutely.
1921 in Tulsa occurred a year later. And so much more stuff like Rosewood and stuff. They had thriving communities and businesses, but they were, of course, very targeted because it wasn't what it is now as far as protection go. But it's still, in a sense, crazy. But it's all being recorded now, and that's the difference between now and then those times because so much more is being shown on TV or shown, through social media. That's one of the blessings of social media, like us being together right here on this broadcast, on this, internet, on this app, on this website, however you want to call it, and
Right.
bringing all of these people together to, finally, have a chance to talk. We have a chance to sit back and talk because just think this 9 to 5 model that we've been living all of our lives was also put into effect 100 years ago. Just like a young lady said, I can't wait to get your name because I want to, say your name. Um, but like you were saying, we're
PC.
coming into a new model. We're coming into a new situation. We got a new table in front of us, and you know what I'm saying. They second the dinner plate now. They second the plates. They second the forks, the kitchens. Now who's gonna eat off that table? You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
Like she just said, you know what I'm saying? Either we're gonna be eating at the table or we're gonna be on the menu.
On the
And you ain't
menu.
trying to
That's
be the
right.
cow. We ain't trying to move tonight. No,
That's
we can't
right.
do that.
That's
We
right.
can't do that.
My
That's
name
right.
is my name is TC HBCU Queen.
Okay,
T C
I'm
T
about to look you
C
up right now. Okay, hold on.
And,
HBCU Queen.
and I'll stand behind everything she say.
TCHBC.
And because she doesn't just talk, she practices what she preach. Not saying that she be preaching to you, but if she's saying it, she's acting on it or has acted on it. It's done or in the process of getting done. I give her credit for that.
And of
Right.
course Miss B Town, I couldn't, it's only because of people like yourself and the wow, the D cops, and of course brothers that are in like yourself, sir, that's right here with us. It's because of those people that are in the chat that feel like these are the conversations that we need to have, that
Mm-hmm.
make it. And thank goodness that you have this platform in this forum that you utilize for a wide variety of content,
That's
and you're
right.
open and receptive to it. And so you're on assignment. We're all on assignment. And that's why I said just thank God for, you as well, and everyone that's here in the chat, that we do our thing on a daily basis whenever we can. It'll take all of us to do. If all of us could take and do at least 1%, because I truly believe that 90% of the world is really well intended. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we get caught up. But if
Mm-hmm.
we can master 1% of our great divine nature, we could squash that 10%, them, that dark side of them, them. We could squash them in a matter of 10 minutes if we just did what
That's
we if we
exactly
did
right.
what if we were on purpose, do what we got to do on purpose.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Let me see. I'm answering somebody in the chat.
Oh, Simply Queen. Yes, we are family, sis. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know it. That
That's
sisterhood.
it.
We listen. Ain't nobody playing around. Shoot, I got work to do. I don't have time to be talking about somebody's wig. I don't have time to be talking about your wig. I don't have time to be talking about none of that stuff, because this is the thing. At the end of the day, if we are not talking about owning the wig and the extensions in the industry, then don't talk
And
about
that's what
somebody.
it should be. You should be
Right.
talking about getting your own hairline. That's exactly what you should be
There
doing.
you go. Like we need to be owning and operating that industry. If we're gonna talk about each other, let's talk about how we gonna bump somebody, the other people off this grid, and then we're gonna be the ones that's gonna own and
Right.
operate it.
Right.
Exactly, because you queens, you melanated women, you black women, you women of culture and color. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the greatest women on this earth, and I want to, whatever the case is, no matter what styles you wear, how you wear yourself, I want you to own it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you already
Right.
own it when you wear it, but I want you to own it. I want it to be purchased by you, from you, all of that stuff. You feel me?
Exactly.
And that's what so many and guys included. You know what I'm saying? It's so many of them out there. That's like, don't get me wrong. Yes, Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player of all time, but the man ain't played in over almost 20 years. I mean, and people still running to buy his shoes, and they're not
Thank you.
necessarily making him rich. They are still making that just do it people, what I'm saying, filthy rich. And it's just crazy because, it's so many ways that they can be. I mean, like, I know everybody has advice. That's what my dad preached to me my whole life. Everybody has advice. Everybody has advice. And so, some people love sneakers. They a sneakerhead. Some people love, clothes, designer this, designer that. But at the end of the day, it's not about the name that you put on your butt. It's about the who you are. It's about
Right.
who you are as your name. Like your name should be
Right.
just as great as these people who you're wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you put your value at. Like if I'm wearing just a t-shirt and some jeans, I still feel like I got a three-piece suit on for the simple fact of how I carry myself, how I choose to be within myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's
Right.
that's that's what it's all about in this life. Just doing not only better for yourself, but doing better for the people around you. And there's a lot of people that sadly, they've been brought up on the whole me type of mode, and that's
Lord.
what that's what has to be broken. That
Right.
has to be broken.
That me being selfish.
hmm and
Being
it's
selfish.
so many things I could be thankful for as far as like this, because we got back one of the most important things that you can never ever buy, and that is time. Like
That's right.
during this quote unquote epidemic, pandemic, however you want to call it, this is the
Mm-hmm.
time to reevaluate yourself and what is everything about. If you have that time to, because it's a lot of people who, of course, are hurting and suffering because if they lost their jobs, they lost their means of income, which of course means you got to figure out what else is there to do. What abilities, what skills do you have to go ahead and say, you know what? I've been working all these years for these folk. I need to go ahead and put my
Egg.
plans into motion and
Okay.
make it myself. Just like Simply Queen
Okay.
said, she got the time to make her, bring her passion onto YouTube so people can see what she does, and it's like boom. And next thing you know, she might have a cosmetic line by this time next year. You don't even know.
That's
So
exactly
but
right.
that's what you got to look at with all of this, because this is a blessed time. I mean, I pray for everybody who's going through this and catching, that thing out there. Because my principal from my grade school, his son caught it, but he's recovering right now. So I know that there are people out there that
God
is
is
catching
good.
this thing, and that's
God
why
is
you
good.
definitely got to
Yes.
be careful. You got to
That's
be
right.
careful out here,
You,
because if people
one, you know,
catching it,
I do want to say, because you mentioned the Jordans, it's really interesting how Bill Gates, um, Robert Kiyosaki, and what's his name, Warren Buffett, they all, like, if I'm not mistaken, they got their sneakers from Walmart, Skechers.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
multi-billionaires, they get their
now
stuff
Mm-hmm.
they
from
don't.
Walmart for the Skechers, and Skechers is
Mm-hmm.
a really good. Skechers is a good shoe.
Yeah,
Now, don't get it twisted.
yeah.
It's
Right.
irregardlably correct. But if you don't mind, I'll miss B Town. I just wanted to say, give some
Go
three
ahead.
tips real quick. Number one, people, if you have high ticket items like a house, a car, student loans, let's just go with those
Mm-hmm.
three. At this time, you need to be calling the companies and saying to them that, number one, you want to adjust your interest rate so that it will go down to zero interest rate. Start
Mm-hmm.
negotiating. Okay. Federal student loans, there's a CARES Act, and the CARES Act said that federal student loans should be coming down to 0%, but you got to call and you got to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your house, bring that interest rate down.
Yep.
They would rather get consistent money from you on a monthly basis than you not being able to afford it. Something happens and you can't
Losing it.
pay. Now
Mm-hmm.
you lose it. They got to go back to the bank and this, that, and the other, and then that. When is they could have
Mm-hmm.
it could have been an easy fix. They know what the algorithms are. They know what to do. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
hmm
it's just a matter of you going out there and making sure that you talk up for yourself, and you go in with the gusto of confidence, and you leverage what you want. This is what I want. I'm looking at 0% interest rate for X, Y, and Z, so forth and so on. The situation with COVID has put me in a particular hardship situation. And I'm not really sure when anything is nobody is sure when anything is going to level off a little bit. So I'm
Right.
going to need the interest rate to go down to 0. Write it out, practice it, and then get it going on for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do for yourself. So do that for your car, do that for your home, and if you have any student loans or anything like that, do that for that. Okay? Please
Mm-hmm.
don't let this time go by and you did not leverage for yourself.
Exactly.
Okay?
My
I'm not
daughter
new
did
to
it with her
this.
student loan.
Right. Trust me, y'all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not new to this. I'm true to this.
She
I am
true to her.
50.
I felt it. I felt it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? This
I'm
is the
telling you.
time. This is the
If
time.
she
And
said she's working on it or has done it, I'm
is
telling you.
I'm working with my families and getting folks in every day. Look, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I have it so that I have a particular person that I work with in the Pennsylvania area. So I go straight to them. They know what to do. They know how to do and get it done. That means that you have to make sure that you are involved politically. When I say involved politically, that doesn't mean that you're all up in politicians' face. No, know who your elected officials are, know what they're supposed to do, from your senator, from your Congress, from your state, from your council, county, whomever. Know who are in a position of influence and power. At least connect to the office. If it's nothing but just to say hello, I just wanted to say hello. Put me on the mailing list when things are happening. Please email me. That's all you got to do. Let
And
me
don't be
explain
afraid to
something.
ask.
Right. And Ms. B Town, please, Black folks, if you're going into the 21st century, 2020, and you still talking about Republican and Democrat, shame on you. Let me say,
Oh
Exactly.
God.
shame on you.
Exactly.
If you
Oh
are
God.
talking that age-old, nonsensical, inappropriate, unnecessary conversation about a
I don't
Democrat
even
and a
want to hear it.
Republican, then forget everything that I have said to you, because it doesn't apply to you. It only applies to us progressives who understand how to think strategically, and then to be able to utilize and manifest from whomever have the resources to be able to get that and benefit and share it with the rest of everybody else.
It's
That's exactly how it goes.
you can't sit back and worry about, this person was that party, so I gotta ride with that forever. Blah blah
That's
blah. It's
right.
like, that person isn't in power right now. If that person is still living, can you ask them for help? You know,
Don't
like
be afraid to
like
ask.
you gotta put yourself out there and go with the gusto. You know what I'm saying? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank
Nobody
you.
nobody knows everything. So at some point, just ask.
Hmm.
The only
That's
stupid
right.
question is an unasked question.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
you go.
That's the only stupid question. Ask. That's the only way you learn.
Yeah. That's
Like I'm
that's
like I'm
true.
like I'm doing my template right now, just based off of what you was just saying, TC. I'm doing my template right now.
That's
TC got
what's
him.
up, bro.
Look, TC got him working in the what is it? 20 minutes after 3.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I
right.
don't. I don't think she sleep. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really don't think she sleep.
Well,
Cause I'm
I'm
on
making
here a
my.
lot, and I see her most of the time.
You
We
see,
bump into each other somewhere.
well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Right now, I'm doing Ramadan, so I'm cooking. I just finished my turkey wings, and I made some green beans, and I'm gonna have that for breaking, well, before sun up. But I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I'm fasting, and I've been fasting for 30 days now, it is an amazing feeling. It is close, being close to God, and it's light, and you just don't feel like you need that much sleep.
Sleep.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I rest. Now, don't get it twisted. I can get an hour in, and I would feel like I've just slept for 8 hours. Sometimes I can sleep for 8 hours, and I feel just as tired as I
Just as
went when I was. You
tired.
know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
so
It is a
so
such thing as too much sleep. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just that it's this time, and with fasting, that's what happens. You get what is the Bible verse that says, when you come in one with the Lord is in the spirit. So yeah, this is when you're fasting and you're detoxing and you're cleansing.
Hmm.
Wow. The ancestors are just singing away, and they're like, okay, here's the information, you got to do something with it, go do it now, do it now. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah,
I wish I'd
we
known you was doing it so I could have started when you started.
oh well,
But I was thinking
listen,
it was closer to Thanksgiving though. I don't know why I was thinking that.
sometimes it is, it's like it'll come twice. Now I'm not Muslim, so like people have to tell me, but I'm Hebrew, and but
Okay.
I feel like this is the best fast ever, because it's from moon to moon, and it's also a very, very powerful reset. It's like you're resetting yourself, and it
Okay.
and it
Hmm.
could and it couldn't have come at a better time, when I probably needed to detox and everything anyway, from all the crazy crap that I have been eating and all that stuff, and with the corona and whatnot. So just detoxing, cleansing, getting your body and your temple in it, well,
Right. Right.
is
And
yeah,
Getting out the toxic.
yes,
You should have preached that all the way through the streets of YouTube. You should have had
and
everybody doing that.
and
you
that's
know
what I feel like happened to me too. Because when everything happened with me, I feel like my body got a reset thanks to me having to get myself basically flushed out and get my blood sugars
Hmm.
together. And I
okay,
feel like it's definitely being reset of my body. Like I'm getting back to where I was, years ago, and like
Hmm.
slowly incorporating. What I'm saying, like getting having the time to now work out or do a lot more walks when I can. That's
yes,
because just going to work, you're not really doing anything except you're just working and you getting tired, and you're eating every now and then when you can, like
Hmm.
if you're on break or whatnot. Because I did a lot of supervising at a couple of my jobs, and like when you're supervising, you don't really have time to do anything except make sure everybody else doing their
But
job, which
supervise, right?
yeah. So
right.
so
And you grabbing food on the go, eating on
yeah,
the go.
Hmm.
throwing yourself all out
Yeah,
of whack. Throwing your
all out of
whole
whack.
the whole timing of your body is going out of whack. And
Yes,
that's
yes.
what the blessing of all of this is. Because I myself, I'm gonna tell y'all ladies, I definitely need a break. What I'm saying, you ain't supposed to really, they have us conditioned to where, oh, you can't break. But I've always,
That's right.
in the back of my head,
Hmm.
I'm always like, hey, I ain't no robot, and I never cared to be
That's
no
right.
cog in the machine. But then
That's
when
right.
push came to
Right.
shove, and I had to go ahead and put myself in that system of, you know, working for others, and having to, to make sure the lights stay on. So that's what you had to do for a good little minute. And
Hmm.
this, like I say, I know people are going through it, as far as like some people catching this thing, and of course others, what I'm saying, or trying to figure out a way out of no way. But to me, honestly, especially, knowing what I know as far as like, just being, worldly in the mind, this has just been a complete blessing, because it's put everything at a standstill. All of this craziness that man has, put us in this rat race. We
Right.
finally got
Right.
off the wheel. We've been, mice running on the wheel, and
Right.
somebody finally took us off the wheel and said, "Here goes some water for you.
Hmm.
Take a break."
Hmm.
Take
Like
a
we just,
break.
you know.
Hmm.
That's right.
And then when you sit back
Hmm.
and realize, wow, like we're taking a break and look at all this. It's like, hey, we could have been like this, a version of this all the time, where we at least have some time to ourselves. And of course, we live in this country. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this country. I love the country. I love our country. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I ain't gonna say my country name, but y'all know what country I'm talking about. I love my
Right.
country, but they have moments where it's just like, I hear what's going on other parts of the world and other countries, and why aren't we doing this basic thing like the country above ours up north with their universal health care and such and such. You know, it's like, why
Mhm.
aren't we doing things like this? And we're supposed to be the greatest in the world. This is what we've been preached, you
Mm-hmm.
know, blah, blah, blah. But why
Mm-hmm.
isn't this happening for all of our people? It's like, y'all just using us up until we dig and then go ahead and get the next generation and do the same thing and keep on repeating it, because it's like, you know, when you think about, you know, the 1960s and how so much was happening at that point with, you know, civil rights, and you know, people just, you know, the baby boomers, you know, were young during that time, and they were, you know, basically just saying, hey, to the old powers that be, like, hey, this isn't what it should be. And here we are now, you know, with the baby boomers, of course, now at the center of the stage, you know, still clinging on to that power that most of them were, you know, handed off to from those powers that be back then. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling. It's like, but weren't y'all said y'all were gonna stop this back then, man? Why y'all still keep
Mm-hmm.
it going? Like, who is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it started making you be like, okay, okay, where's the wizard? Who's behind the curtain? Like, who is
Mm-hmm.
it? Like, can
Mm-hmm.
we tell them? Hey, that's why, like, it's really so much going on, because like TC already said, you know, this is a new world order. This is a whole new it's a whole new table being built.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that analogy is the best analogy for those that's listening. That analogy is the best analogy. You can't get any better than that. Like, a whole new table is being built, and you either gonna be eating at it or you gonna be on it. It's one or
That's
two.
it. That's it. And I do not want to be on the table.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Unless you know they giving you accolades or something, like, you know, like hip hip hooray or something. Like,
Right. Right. So true. That's just like my daughter is correction officer and her husband is the sheriff, and they have a photography business. They're determined that they're not going to stay on another man's clock forever.
Okay. Okay.
And their
That's fine.
photography business is doing wonderful. I mean, they work so much sometimes they are just dog dead tired. But
Right.
they keep pushing, and I tell them, y'all keep pushing. I said, right now you don't see it, but if you get your business to where you want it, you can get off of that man's clock
Yes,
because
indeedy.
that is no fun being on somebody else's clock. I don't care how much money you make or anything. If you're on somebody else's time, it's really no fun in that.
nope,
It
not at
isn't.
all.
No, and it can be taken from you at any moment.
Right.
Especially, look at all the factory workers.
Hmm.
We used to be known for factories here
Hmm.
in the South, but where are they now?
Like,
Overseas.
Mexico,
yeah, exactly.
where they can pay people cheaper, don't have to pay. Cause here they was having to pay people so much, but now factory work you don't even barely hear of it now.
Exactly. I mean, it's almost to the point where you hear about a factory now. It's like, who? What's
Right,
that?
right.
I'm like, a
You a
factory.
factory work, right? And they looking at you like that's the bottom of the barrel.
Mm. And
That's
and
exactly
and
how it.
and with that being said, like that, like, people fail to realize how steady of a job that is and how much, you know, you can make off that job, but they don't think
Yes,
of it because of the fact that now so many people that don't live here is doing it now, because you know they're like, a dollar for them is, you know, mucho money, you know, in their
yes,
currency. So you know, you give them
yes,
like $10, shoot, you got you'll get at least half a decade of work from them.
yes,
So so it's
yes.
like, and you know, that's what they're like, because they're like, oh well, you too rich for our blood. You know, we gonna get somebody who can do double the work from you and half the pay. So we don't even care.
Exactly. Gonna sweat for sun up to sundown.
Blood out of a
For
turnip.
yep, from sun up to sundown. Don't want but just a little bit of money. Just give them minimum wage, and they're okay. They
Yeah,
not may not even be concerned about medical or anything else.
Exactly. They
But
ain't worrying about no 401k, no
nope,
benefits, nothing.
nope. They're living for the day. That's what they're
Yep.
doing.
Well,
And
see,
that's
remember,
another thing.
they didn't have anything. So what that little that they're getting
Exactly.
is so appreciated until they get to, and then they start to learn in some other stuff, you see.
Hmm.
Exactly.
That's when the rubber's gonna meet the road, and then folks are gonna start rebelling at a whole nother level.
You know,
It,
I have a cousin that I made so mad last year at Christmas. He is not the one though. As the old people would say, he don't have much work around his heart.
it,
So
Uh,
he made the statement, well, there's no jobs, and the jobs that we have, they giving them all to the Hispanics. I said, well, cuz if you had been on that job, that Hispanic couldn't have got that job, could he? And do you know he still don't speak to me today? Right today, just for that. But it's the truth. If somebody
mhm.
was on the job already, the Hispanic couldn't have gotten the job.
exactly.
He
We
always
we
go
do
ahead.
that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he always got some excuse why he's not working. He may work for 6 months. He might have a fallout with somebody on the job, and he quit the job. Well, excuse me, sir. Tell me where you gonna work at that you're not gonna bump heads with somebody else at some point in time.
Right.
Even if you work for yourself, you gonna still do that. That's life. That is life. I said, but explain to me, how do you even live? And I thought about it. He lives in his mama's basement, so my aunt, he the baby, so
Oh,
uh,
mama got him. Mama got him. So he ain't worried about none.
exactly.
That's why he pout the way he pout.
The other two boys are going on living life like you should. Him, she
He's like,
living,
nah.
she living, going to work every day, making sure that she bring him a beer home. And I was like,
What?
uh-uh.
Oh no.
Yes, yes. I picked her up from work one day and she was like, well, let me stop right here so I can get your cousin a beer. I said, he wants to go walk and get it. You said
I
the
know
wrong
that's
thing
right.
when you said that. I said, you should have said a loaf of bread, some chips, or something.
Could have said something. Nah.
Something. I'm not stopping for a beer. Or somebody been laying at home in air conditioning all day. And you
Nope.
and you 62 years old and still working. And your house is paid for and your land is paid for. Why you still working? Why you
That.
still working? He should be
Yeah.
working now taking care of his mama.
Hmm.
Right. Why isn't he working?
Right. Right. Because he just lazy. Lazy. He always had every family got one.
Yep.
And well, look, one or two, depending on how big your family is.
Yeah.
So
Might
And
be
he's
lucky and
that
have
one.
four
And you're exactly right, because I come from a huge family on both sides.
on. Same.
Uh, and I probably could name a collection, okay? It does not stop at four, trust me. Trust
might,
me.
might
right,
might might have a whole line on
right.
and they
'em.
and they always got the best talk game. I'm getting ready to start working at so and so. I'm getting ready to start working at. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How you even get an interview there? My cousin tried to tell me he's gonna start working at LabCorp. I need you to leave me alone. Just move. Just move. Cause first of all, he said he went and filled out the application. See, that's where you went wrong right there. Because
Right.
their application is on the computer.
Online.
Miss B
Online.
Town Hester and TC
Yeah.
and everybody in the chat. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blessing to talk to y'all
So
tonight.
glad to have you.
I'm about to
Yeah.
bounce out and I will
So
see y'all
glad.
on the next go round.
Please
All
stop
right.
by
Thank you.
anytime.
Definitely, sure will.
anytime.
And I connect with both of y'all, so we definitely gonna
We'll get you
do this
back.
talk again for sure.
All right.
Have a
All
Thank
right
blessing,
you
now.
so
y'all.
much. You
You
too.
too, hon.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
No problem. Y'all take care too. God bless.
So he said he went down there and filled out the application. Okay,
At LabCorp.
that was
LabCorp
online.
is what that job is one of the hardest jobs to get. And he talking about how many jobs is a paper applicant? Even McDonald's is online.
Right.
They're online. Come on now, please. And he going had the interview with whatever, so he said, but he never went to work. Never went to work.
Mm-mm-mm.
Sure didn't.
That's it. See that? Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
we all
guys.
have them in our family. We all have them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But Miss B Town, I'm getting ready to. I just took my turkey wings out the oven.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do this coffee and lemon right here. My husband made
Okay.
it. So I
Oh,
thank
okay.
y'all
That's
so
good.
much. Yeah. I thank y'all so much for stopping by. Thank you, TC. You always drop good knowledge. So it's always a pleasure to have you. And
Thank
to
you.
everybody that's here for the first time, I appreciate you. Please come back. And I will see y'all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Cause guess what? Today, right?
Right. Actually, today. Hey,
It
it's
is.
the night of. No, that's tomorrow night. When
Lord
or is it
knows.
Saturday
Who knows?
night when Summer Girl does her what is it, sexy, whatever it is. I think it's Friday night. I haven't been to one yet. I heard them talking about it.
Oh, the grown and sexy.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't
Oh,
made it
oh,
to one
Bama
yet.
girl. Oh, Bama girl.
Yeah.
That's. Oh yeah. Oh boy, that's gonna be very interesting, to say the least.
Have you been?
Oh.
See, I haven't made it to one yet. I gotta make it
Mm.
tomorrow.
Oh
I
boy.
gotta make it. I
Yeah.
usually get tied up somewhere, either with a mod stick or stuck on my platform. I'm not gonna do it Friday though. I'm going to Bama Girl.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
see
gonna
this.
be off the chain. It's gonna be off the chain.
All right,
Yep.
baby. I
All right,
know
you
I'll
got
see
an
you during
hour.
the day.
You got a legit hour and a half. That's what's up.
I know that's right.
Oh
That
my
is.
stomach.
I know that's right. I didn't even realize we. Wow, we've been on there a minute.
Yeah.
All right,
Everybody
sweetie.
press the like buttons and thank you, Miss B Town Hester. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.